Ramadan at work. Here's how you can get it right. If you work in a large international organization with a diverse population, chances are a portion of your workforce will be practicing Muslims. This will mean that for an entire month, starting usually somewhere around March, depending on the moon, part of your community will refrain from eating or drinking from sunrise to sundown. Now, there's an enormous amount of food pushed at employees in the average workspace. You know I'm right. From goodbye coffee and cake events for leavers, or cupcakes for birthdays, Monday muffins for the early birds, chocolates in a bowl in the lobby, bagels and donuts in the pantries. Wonderful, right? Food is an inescapable part of office life. Now, predictably, your Muslim population will be subjected to the same during these social get-togethers. And most of the time, non-attendance isn't really an option. They will be there. They will be wishing their colleagues well, politely declining the cinnamon buns, and having to explain themselves over and over again. Generally, the reaction from the non-Muslim is one of shock, followed by pity. Oh my God, you're not eating? To which the Muslim colleague may laugh, shake her head, and assure the host that they needn't worry. They are just fine. They are not going to faint. And actually, they are rather enjoying this very special time in their calendar. All right, let's take it all the way back. What is Ramadan? Ramadan is the most sacred month of the year for practicing Muslims. About 93% of Muslims fast during this time. This adds up to about 1.6 billion people around the world. It's a time to detach from earthly pleasures, physicality, and spiritually purify. You donate to charities, you pray, and you celebrate with family and friends. It's kind of like the month of Christmas, every single day, mixed with Lent on steroids. It's intense, it's cleansing, full of warmth and food once the sun has gone down. It's also really hard. In Northern Europe, these long days, if they fall later in the year, towards the summer, can mean 19-hour fasts, brutal, without the help of caffeine or nicotine or alcohol to get you through. Some families wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to have a big, very early breakfast to give them the energy they need for the rest of the day. This is called suhoor. To the typical outsider, like me, it feels like a kind of neat sleepover midnight snack party event. Kind of jealous. Here are 5 easy ways to make Ramadan cool for everybody. First of all, send out a greeting. Typically, the start of the month is welcomed with the greeting of Ramadan Kareem. If you have control over your team's socials, send out a digital or paper card to welcome the start of this holy month for those who recognize it. The message goes out generally on the first day, and please check your calendars because this is different every year. Like I said, it depends on the moon, not on the day. Step 2, educate your working community. What is Ramadan? Let people know what it is, why people are doing it, and how long it lasts. Except that not everyone will be wolfing down slices of pepperoni on Pizza Fridays. Explain why, out of courtesy and out of generosity, we put our food away temporarily and we see what to-go options might be available. This is not mandatory, it's just a nice gesture, and why this matters. Number 3, following on that last point, remove gratuitous office food. Now, what does that mean? I mean, all the food, the excessive amounts of stuff that we have lying around on every surface of the office. So, all the chips and the chocolates that go in the bowl, and the bagels that we have every single day on the shelf, the candy bars in the closet, just put them away out of sight just for a little while, and try not to force food on your community who don't want it. See it like an entire giant Instagram challenge. By the way, we're all better off for it. The less junk food for everybody, the better. Tip number 4, create easy to-go bags for events. Now, you can't stop all the events from happening, and nor should you. But for events that involve food, which is 99% of them, here's a great way to have your cake and eat it too. Literally. Offer small to-go bags with a little note that might say something cute like, "Take me home, eat me after sunset." This way, your faster can politely take the little baggie, can enjoy it with their families when the time is right. That cinnamon bun is going to taste so good at 4 a.m. for the suhoor with the family. But it says something else. It says that we, the majority population, are taking your needs into account. You, the minority population. We hear you, we see you. And here's a way that you can be part of the celebration and take home what is offered. Finally, celebrate the end of Ramadan with snacks. The end is a 3-day holiday called Eid al-Fitr, which I'm butchering, but we call it Eid for short, thank goodness. This is a time to party, attend services, give gifts, eat all the time during the day, generous amounts of dates and nuts and fabulous patisseries. It's also a good opportunity to have a little fun at the office, to offer plates of nuts and dates and pastries and baklava to anyone who wants them. Explain what's happening, why we celebrate this day, and your Muslim community will really appreciate that. Now, don't stop there. Nothing drives engagement at work like being seen. When the dominant culture makes minor adjustments out of the normal routine, out of respect for the rituals and patterns of a few, the engagement effect ripples into the full community. We learn about the lives of others. We encourage and even participate ourselves out of solidarity. We're curious about each other. We're curious about who we are working alongside of. Each person who's working with you is a full person at the end of the day. They go home, they have families, they have cultures, they celebrate things in their own way. We should be learning about each other. Now, actions speak louder than words, and you show by what you do. And also, actions are great clickbait. Nothing is more exciting to click on than big images, big photos of your festival of the end of Ramadan at work. These things go viral. Nothing says this is a good place to work better than those kinds of photos and that kind of engagement. The other thing this is going to do is other communities are going to make themselves known to you. Depending on the cultural makeup of your community, you will likely have a lot of other holidays to celebrate too. You have Chinese New Year, Diwali, Hanukkah, Bastille Day, all kinds of things from all kinds of places. Get to know your workforce, who they are, what they celebrate, and weave in some of these events to spice up your year. Finally, involve your teams. Anyone who wants to be on the Diwali committee should be invited to help plan the event. Make it more authentic, develop the communications, find the perfect treats and decorations. After a while, these subcommittees will be inspired to run the events fully themselves. This is viral, organic employer marketing as its best, and that will be the natural result. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope everybody out there has a wonderful start to Ramadan.